All right. Thank you for joining me today again for video 3 this time on our basics of Google Colab. In our first installment, we talked about the interface that we work with inside of Google Colab. We have the code function plus text, and it gives us a run all function as well. That just, instead of pressing this black button here, we just hit that and it would just run everything. In video 3, we're talking about interactive inputs, so we're talking about user inputs. And we're going to be, in this example, we're going to be putting in our visitor name and the input function, and then we're giving the cue for us to put our own unique text in. Or this is a prompt, rather, that will come up. You'll see here now. I'll run the program first, and we can see what happens. So the visitor name is going to be equal to the input of this question here once it loads. There we go. Enter your name. So that's the question. And that's going to be the input for the visitor name. So I'm going to put down John. Then hit enter. Enter your age, 31. Enter. Welcome, John. And so once these two inputs are put into our database, if you want to call it that, it will generate this print message. We have a welcome plus visitor name. And you can see welcome below that and John. So to build this code out, we're going to have to use a proper syntax and punctuation so that the computer can know how to generate this code and understand it. So the first order of business is visitor name. And I'm going to set this to input. Now parentheses, quotation marks, enter your name. I was instructed when we do these type of questions that the user has to provide when the system is running. You put a semicolon and a space. That just gives it a little, it just makes it a little bit neater. You can see the space here in this example. Just makes it a little easier to read. So once this line looks good to me, I'm going to hit the enter button, and we're going to put in the rest of our code here. So visitor age space equals, and now important to know here, this int before input is giving the code, making the computer recognize that we're going to be punching in numbers. So like in mathematics, we call the numbers, we can call numbers integers. That just is a whole number rather than decimals. There's a whole different way of putting those in. So back to it, we're going to go int, and then we're going to do, and you can see all of these other things come up, all these other prompts. All of these do a lot of different things, stuff that I don't fully know yet. I'm still learning this program as I go through my university course. So I'm going to get started with our input. Now we're putting a parenthesis inside of a parenthesis. You'll see how that works now. So integer, input, and now we're going to do enter your age, semicolon, space. Now I'm going to backspace there so it's flush. Now we're going to enter again, and now we're going to do our print this message. Welcome. Now, you can see this is where it kind of gets a little tedious and time consuming. You got to be diligent when you're working with this because the syntax is important. So our welcome is our message. Now we're going to include plus space visitor name. And I think, oh, we need another plus because we want another exclamation point, and we're also going to print quotation marks around that. And so if I didn't mess anything up, it should spit out this same code. So let's see. Enter your name. So far, it's looking pretty good. John. Your age, 31. Welcome, John. I'm in. All right. Thank you for joining me for this installment. I'll see you in the next one.